They shared a womb and a lifetime of memories, but one weathered parchment just turned these sisters into sworn enemies. Hidden within this ancient map is the location of a forgotten kingdom's gold, sparking a betrayal that could destroy their village forever. Can blood survive when greed unearths a royal secret? In the quiet village of Asempa, where red earth roads wound between mud houses and laughter once flowed like the river in rainy season, lived two sisters known to be inseparable, Esai and Ajoa. They were born under the same storm, the elders would say. The night thunder cracked like a drum, and the wind sang like a warning. From that night, it was believed their destinies were tied tighter than palm fiber rope. Years passed, and their parents' ancestral home, an old compound with fading carvings and secrets buried beneath its cracked floors, began to crumble. The sisters decided to restore it, hoping to preserve their lineage and give new life to what remained of their family's pride. But the earth remembers what people forget. One afternoon, as workers broke through a section of the inner floor, their tools struck something hollow. Curious, Esai and Ajoa dismissed the workers and descended into the narrow opening themselves, carrying only a lantern and their shared courage. Beneath the house lay a hidden chamber untouched by time. Dust danced in the lantern's glow. Clay pots lined the walls. Symbols, ancient and unfamiliar, were etched into stone. At the center, resting on a carved stool, was a weathered parchment sealed with a faded emblem of gold. Esai reached for it first, but Ajoa's hand brushed hers. They paused. A moment. Then they opened it together. The parchment shimmered faintly as if it still remembered the sun. It was a map, detailed, deliberate, and alive with markings that told a story older than their village. Rivers, sacred trees, and hidden paths all led to one place, the lost Ashanti Golden City, a kingdom whispered about in fireside tales but never proven to exist. For a moment, they laughed like children again. But laughter has a way of fading when gold enters the room. Silence followed. Heavy. Thinking. Calculating. Esai spoke first, her voice soft but steady. This could change everything. The school roof leaks. The clinic has no medicine. We can rebuild Asempa, properly this time. Ajoa smiled, but it did not reach her eyes. Yes, she said slowly, change everything. That night, sleep did not visit either sister. Days turned into quiet tension. Esai began making plans, sketching ideas for water systems, imagining classrooms filled with books, dreaming of a village that would no longer struggle. But Ajoa began to disappear at odd hours. She traveled to the city. She returned with whispers clinging to her like perfume. Unknown names. Foreign accents. Promises spoken in currencies the village had never seen. Behind closed doors, she met with private collectors, men who saw the map not as history, but as profit. They will pay more than your dreams ever could, one told her. And with that money, Ajoa replied, I will build something far greater than a village. Back in Asempa, the sisters no longer spoke in the secret language they created as children, a language of laughter and shared glances. Now, their words were sharp, careful, and filled with suspicion. Trust had begun to rot. When the time came, they left together. Neither willing to let the other go alone. The rainforest welcomed them with thick air and watchful silence. The path was not kind. Roots twisted beneath their feet. Insects hummed like warnings. The deeper they went, the more the forest seemed to listen. They had no choice but to rely on each other. When Esai slipped near a ravine, Ajoa caught her. When Ajoa fell ill from a strange fruit, Esai stayed awake through the night to tend to her. For brief moments, the past returned. But greed is patient. And it waits. One evening, as they reached a fork marked by a twisted baobab tree, the kind described on the map, Ajua paused. "This way," she said, pointing left. ESI frowned. "No, the markings." "Trust me," Ajua insisted. ESI hesitated, then followed. Hours passed. The path grew unfamiliar. The landmarks no longer matched. ESI realized the truth too late. "You're leading me away," she whispered. Ajua did not deny it. "I won't share this," she said coldly. Something broke between them then, something deeper than trust. They found the ruins at dawn. The forgotten kingdom. Stone pillars half swallowed by vines. Golden fragments buried beneath centuries of silence. The air itself felt heavy, as if guarding secrets it did not wish to release. At the center stood an ancient altar, etched with symbols that glowed faintly as they approached. The map began to react. Its final markings revealed a truth neither had expected. To claim the gold, one must give something of equal value. A life. Or an act of pure selflessness. The sisters stared at each other. No words. Only understanding. Then they lunged. The map tore between them as they struggled, each pulling, each desperate. The parchment ripped down the middle, the sound echoing like a curse. At that moment, the ground trembled. Hidden mechanisms awakened. Traps older than memory began to stir, but they were nothing compared to what had already been unleashed in their hearts. ESI froze first. Her grip loosened. Tears filled her eyes. "This isn't us," she whispered. Ajua, breathing hard, clutched her half of the map. "No," she said. "This is exactly who we've become." They both survived. But not together. ESI returned to Asempa with empty hands but a heavy heart. She told the elders everything. She tried to rebuild trust, but whispers followed her. The village no longer saw the sisters as daughters of unity, but as symbols of division. Ajua vanished into the world beyond the forest, chasing wealth and legacy. Stories say she found buyers. Others say the gold cost her. No one knows the truth. What remains is the silence. The ancestral home stands restored, but colder. The village still struggles, but now carries a deeper wound. And when elders speak to children by the fire, they tell of two sisters who once shared everything, until they found something worth losing it all. Because some treasures do not bring wealth. They reveal the cost of wanting too much. And sometimes, the greatest kingdom lost is not made of gold, but of family.